Hey everyone, my name is Phil Stamper, and today on The Hot Mess, I can't even do it. I can't even try to fake it. I can't even try to call out the hot mess that is the new costumes for Tron 2 with their $300 million budget, and I can't even talk about what's good about Angelina Jolie in Sin City 2. You want to know why? Because I saw Dragonball Evolution this weekend. This was not just a hot mess, it was an epic fail, only making $4.7 million in the US box office. Now, a few weeks ago, I was really kind of excited to see this because in the Asia market, it made, great records, $15 million in their first weekend. Well, what I didn't realize was after that, and a month later, they only gained $10 million more. Of course, again, we would all win $25 million. At the same time, that really wasn't enough. That's not a good record for a movie to go down that much of a decline after a month of its debut, especially the money that was thrown into it to develop it. This was a script that was written for $500,000 that then had to be rewritten by the director upon the request of the producer. It had humongous plot holes and was just bad. Justin Chadwick, honestly, he tried. He did an excellent job at some of the fight scenes. I really kind of liked the tongue-in-cheek humor that existed in the initial fight scene where he's like, I can't fight, I promised I wouldn't fight, and he was fighting, but fighting, doing the whole avoiding thing. That was kind of cool, and I wish they had done more. I wish they kind of would have gone a little bit more with his humor. Part of the I guess, intrigue with Goku's character is that he's a little naive. They never really touched that at all. I mean, they touched his whole awkwardness with girls, but he wasn't awkward with girls, he just didn't understand girls. That was the whole, humor into it. It just never got there, and actually the first part of the movie, I thought he played Goku very flat, very plain. And then the rest of it, it just seemed like Goku was almost too intelligent. I know that according to Dragon Ball series creator Akira Toriyama, you have to think of this as the Dragon Ball of another reality. Maybe it's another reality where we never see it again. Meanwhile, Piccolo, James Marsters was one of the reasons I wanted to see this movie. He's apparently a self-obsessed Dragon Ball fan, was like, man, this is awesome, I'm gonna be in Dragon Ball. Well, I almost didn't know he was in the damn movie. Why? Because he was only in 5 scenes. Most of the heavy lifting that was done by Ariko Tamura, who played Mai. Now, Mai in the cartoon has a whole other direction, not really connected to Piccolo. She, even herself, had one line in the whole damn movie, and they left plot holes here. They never really explained why Piccolo really came to Earth in the first place. They never explained how he escaped from his prison after being, set there for all of eternity and escaped after 2,000 years. Never explained how he had a spaceship all of a sudden. They never explained how he had the ability to sense the Dragon Balls, but couldn't find Goku to save his life. Meanwhile, you had Bulma and Chi-Chi. Now, I really liked Jamie Chung as Chi-Chi. She had just a certain kind of driving character. I didn't necessarily think she was right for Chi-Chi, and this is why. The character that we know as Bulma from the cartoon, basically what they did, they got rid of the Chi-Chi that you know from the cartoon. They used Bulma as a template, and they split Bulma in half. And all the personable, nice things, the lovey-dovey kind of stuff that Bulma had, they made a new character and called her Chi-Chi. And then you had the I'm a rich bitch and I know better than you and I'm so intelligent, ha ha ha, look at me, I'm a show-off. They gave to her, and I don't know if it was just the wrong movie part for Emily Rossum. I don't know if it was just how it was written, if it was how it was directed. This just did not work for her. They should have made Emily Rossum Bulma and had her just be a little edgier, a little nastier, and it would have been a perfect fit. I just don't know what they were thinking in this outside of trying to create a love interest for Goku. Like I said, tremendous plot holes, even to the point at the ending of the movie where they finally get the Dragon Balls together. Of course you knew it was going to happen. They're going to make the wish. You know what the wish was going to be. At the same time, I wanted the wish to really seriously to be, we need to make it that Piccolo never came. Not because I thought the movie was like, oh my god, we need to get rid of this movie. I wanted them to do it so that way they could be like, oh, it retcons the reality. Piccolo doesn't come and causes this whole other series of events that actually leads to the original Dragon Ball universe. That's how they could have actually saved the movie at the point it was at. Goku is raising the Dragon Balls to call for the dragon Shenlong. Alright, how the hell did he know how to do this and know what to say? And said, I have passed the 7 tests of the Dragon Balls. What? 7 tests? The movie is called Dragon Ball. The series is called Dragon Ball, and you never got a sense of an epic adventure to find a damn Dragon Ball. That's how bad it is. Now, there were some redeeming points. Chow Yun-Fat, I love everything he is. I don't think his Roshi quite made it. And again, I really am not blaming him at all. I think it was the writing and the directing. I think that just fell flat. Jun Park, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. I apologize for that. Played Yamcha. Amazing. He made this movie. I wish they would have had him fight. Yamcha was a fighter, and yet a little timid of girls in the cartoon. They ignored that fact completely and just made him like this arrogant kind of punk, which he did well. He actually had like the voice of Yamcha. It was kind of scary because he was the only one who really had like the voice of any of the characters. Amazing. He really stole the show. This was his movie. This was his moment to shine. He did really well. I hope we see him in more and more stuff in the future. Fox is doing a sequel to the Dragon Ball movie. I hope they pay attention to what fans have said and hit themselves a little bit and come up with something new. Guess what? Dragon Ball creators or Fox, I will offer to write you a script for Dragon Ball for, let's say, a percentage of that $500,000 that you had somebody write, that then your producer came in and went, I want the director to rewrite it, please. And I'm sure whatever he wrote was 1,000 times better than what we actually saw on the screen. If you saw Dragon Ball Evolution, leave your comments below. Let me know what you thought of it, because guess what? This week on the Hot Mess, Dragon Ball Evolution was an epic fail.